hit me up on Twitter at Mr. Rogers99. If you go to my Twitter, I am going viral with a recent tweet about Phil Mickelson. You got to check it out, Mr. Rogers99. Be sure to say hi to me and let me know what you think about the show. All right, it is time to get into the 49ers mailbag. I am answering all of your questions. We start things off with Ty via YouTube. Do you think Dante Pettis has a true shot at getting a lot of playing time? So, Ty, I'll tell you this. Dante Pettis is going to make his fair share of highlight reels for the 49ers in 2018. He's an electric player. He can make plays on special teams as well as the offensive side. And I think Pettis will actually ease the burden off of Trent Taylor in terms of special teams ability. I think Pettis will probably get a lot more punt returner type of reps compared to Taylor, who got some last year. And hey, if that back injury persists for Trent, then you could see Dante Pettis surpass him a little bit on the depth chart, get a few more reps at slot wide receiver there, or slot receiver, I should say. And, you know, who knows? Dante Pettis could rapidly rise up that depth chart for the entire year. We shall see. I'm going to be watching this guy wholeheartedly during training camp. I'm thinking he can make a few plays, and he will carry a lot of momentum into the regular season. All right, speaking of regular season, will Reuben Foster miss some games? So I'm going to preface this question from Ray via YouTube with saying, guys, just assume that Reuben Foster will not play a full 16-game regular season. It's just the reality of the situation. Now, in terms of the timetable, there really isn't one, but we should have news this summer, particularly on a Friday, because I'm thinking Roger Goodell is going to use the Friday news dump to kind of low-key release this suspension here for Reuben Foster. And in terms of my prediction, in terms of how many games he will miss, probably going to be at least 2, could be as much as 4. I don't think it's going to be an Ezekiel Elliott situation where Foster gets 6 games because of the testimony from his ex-girlfriend for the domestic violence situation. I don't think Foster gets that baseline 6-game suspension. I think Goodell incorporates the gun charge and incorporates the marijuana charge into 2 to 4 games max. So that's the situation there with Reuben Foster. All right, another question here via YouTube from Dragon, great name. Do you think the 49ers will make the playoffs in 2018? Yes, I do. Now, I will go through my entire game-by-game predictions later this summer on the 49ers Report, but some of the key games that I'm zoning in on. You got the Raiders on that Thursday night, at Seattle, at Green Bay, at Minnesota in Week 1, and at the LA Rams, a legit Super Bowl contender as well. If the 49ers can somehow eke out a 3-2, 2-3 record among all of those games, they should be fine because the rest of the schedule isn't too bad. So can the 49ers make the playoffs? Absolutely. I've said before, their ceiling is 10 to 11 wins and would be a major turnaround from a 6-10 campaign last year. All right, folks, you're watching the 49ers Report presented by the Game Time app. Get up to 60% off all those last-minute sports tickets, concert tickets, and so much more. Chatsports.com/tickets is the way to download Android and iPhone. Get it done today. All right, next question on the list. King Smooth, I love that. Do you think Fred Warner can work his way into the starting lineup? Well, yes, if Reuben Foster is suspended. So keep an eye on Fred Warner to perhaps be that starting middle linebacker for the 49ers should Reuben Foster miss some games. I am very high on Fred Warner, and I think eventually we could see a Fred Warner, Reuben Foster type of pairing in the years to come at the linebacker position. He's fast. He's really good sideline to sideline. As of now, I have Fred Warner slotted at number 3 on my middle linebacker depth chart. I'm going to keep Foster there, but like I said earlier today, Foster could be the will linebacker for the 49ers this year. Malcolm Smith is there, Fred Warner too. Brock Coyle is a very viable option coming off an injury as well. So I guess I'm kind of taking a cop-out option here. Yeah, if Reuben Foster is suspended, sure, Fred Warner could work his way into the starting lineup, but there's also an opportunity for him to work his way in if he just straight up impresses during training camp, so keep that in mind. All right, next question here on the list. Harembe from Facebook, how many games do you think the 49ers will win next season. So like I said, I will do my game-by-game predictions later this summer on this show, but I'm thinking 10 to 11 wins is likely the scenario for the 49ers, and I think these folks here are a key reason why this team is going to have a great year. Weston Richburg at center. I could talk about him until the day is over in terms of how much he means to that offensive line. He's going to be really good in that Kyle Shanahan zone blocking scheme. Sherman speaks for himself. He's an all-pro. Jerick McKinnon is going to have a huge year in reality and fantasy football, so be sure to draft him on your team. And then you got Jonathan Cooper, really nice addition there, and of course Mike McGlinchey at number 9 overall. So the floor for the 49ers, should everything go wrong, probably 7-9, 8-8, one of those records. But I don't think that's a real scenario. I think it's 10-6, 11-5, and like I said, my game-by-game predictions later this summer. All right, folks, do you have a question for me? Be sure to hit me up in Facebook Live as well as YouTube. I will feature your comments right here on the program, and we certainly appreciate when we hear from you. All right, folks, this has been the 49ers Report presented by Game Time. I'm Cam Rogers. I'll see you next time.